Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Lone Star Radio on my mind. So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute? Turn your radio dial to the Texas Ticket.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket. This is Armando. I'm with Lacey Baker.
Come on, boys,
Live
let's get it.
on the Texas Ticket. Well, semi-live. We're semi-live. We're not actually. It's pre-recorded here at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios. But Lacey, so glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm excited. Really excited.
And Baker Mosquito Authority.
Mosquito and Pest Authority.
And Pest, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of critters out here.
Yes. Ants are hot right now. They're everywhere. Cracks of the driveway, in the yard. Mosquito season is starting.
Okay, you got to talk in this microphone.
Sorry.
I don't think anybody can hear you back there.
Now can you hear me?
Me too.
We're just like two.
Welcome to the Texas Ticket.
Okay.
Did we do that? Yeah? Yeah?
Then let me repeat. So ants are hot right now, and then mosquito season is starting. So we're out treating already. Boat dock's big right now. Everybody's ready to get on their boat. So give Richard and I a call.
You know,
Mosquito and Pest Authority.
I was speaking of boat docks and critters and whatnot. I was fishing with a couple of squaws, Indian friends of mine. You know, and we were out there for quite a while. We were fishing, and you know, we'd been starting to run low on the bait, and you know, we were just talking about wrapping up, right? Because we'd been out there a while, right? And I looked over, and they were cutting cattails. That you ever heard of a cattail? You know what a cattail is?
Thing.
Looks like a hot dog on a stick.
Yes.
You know, they come out these plants near
Yes.
the water. Well, they cut a few of those down by the lake, and they were going under the docks and catching all the spider webs, right? They were just covering that little cattail with spider webs. And then they kicked over an ant bed, right?
Okay.
And they let the ants get all over the cobwebs on the end of that cattail, right? And then they pulled it like cotton candy off the bottom, you know, that cobweb with the ants on it. And they were catching minnow over the water this way.
Really?
So they'd let it dangle, and the minnow would jump up for the ants. Grab those suckers. And they filled coffee cans with them. I mean, they were baiting everybody. Yeah.
Really?
It's a real thing. Yeah, that was happening on a regular out there. You could punch your Texas Ticket. You can catch bait that way. You're more Texan if you do.
It sounds like it. You know, since you're now behind a microphone, I thought that was a joke, so I was waiting.
No,
Earlier, how
that's
you
a
were
real
saying?
thing.
Okay.
No, that's a real thing. They were really catching bait that way all night. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
You wouldn't think an ant.
I saw them huddled over a puddle. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, we're getting some bait. She's just doing this bit and like tethering it off the end there a little bit. And if it wasn't getting, they'd put more ants on it.
That is crazy. I've never heard of that.
They caught bait, live bait, live fish. And we'd get them, hook them on our fish, and boom.
Oh, man.
Catching bass.
That's crazy.
Catching bass. And, you know, speaking of catching bass, we were going to talk about the later in the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show, at the end of the show today.
Yes.
Talk about the ConroeBass.com tournaments going on over at Margaritaville.
Fabulous.
We got a couple of those. The Big Bass, I think it's on Tuesdays, and then the Three Fish Stringers on Thursdays. And those are now happening in the Cove right behind Margaritaville every week. And those are qualifiers to come into the big end-of-year bass tournament.
Amazing.
But, and you know, I guess, you know, I didn't really want to get into fishing right away, but, you know, since you're with the Mosquito Authority and all the bugs and whatnot, you know, I just didn't want to think that, you know, we need to kill all of them. You know, I feel like some of my most powerful methods would kill every critter in the community around me, and it's kind of like genocide. I mean, I don't want to kill the squirrels, you know?
No, God, no.
So how do you control that? How do you,
So-
like, kill what you want to kill?
Right. Anything like our boat dock service, anything that we spray over the water is completely environmentally safe for the fish. All of our products are safe for bees. Yes, I'm a big animal person, and I don't want to harm anything that
Didn't intend to get.
Right. Mosquitoes were protecting people from diseases, right? So it's kind of how I justify it. But yeah, our products are safe for the lizards, butterflies, bees, the fish.
The fish.
Yes.
Yeah. They're part of the list of keepers. Well,
Yes.
I'm catch and release. I'm keeper to the next level. I mean, but I only practice to eat them later. So if I ever needed to, I have the confidence to know.
Yeah.
I could feed my family, my street,
Right.
how far down the street I could go, and promise people that I got you.
Yeah. Well,
I need to know.
I'm from Louisiana, so I love catfish, but I don't want to see it caught, and I don't want to know how I get it. But
Right, I love catfish. I just don't want
love
to
a
touch
good
them. I
fish
just don't
fry.
want to touch them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a thing. I would still be looking for catfish every day, but I quit catching catfish because I just didn't want to touch them.
They're freaky looking.
Well, they're slimy. And most of the places I fish, I can't even reach the water, let alone get down there. And I mean, on boats, yeah, you can get down there,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you're on a boat, you're not really catfishing as much.
Yeah.
You've taken it to the next level there. But to get on with the show a little bit,
Yes.
and Lacey, I'm glad you're here. But we also have a guest with us from Hunger Crush. We have
Yes.
Mike Kelton, owner
Hello.
of Hunger Crush.
Hello. Glad to be here.
Glad you are
Welcome.
here, Mike.
Thank you.
And you've been over at Shoreline, right? Shoreline's the center.
Waterpoint.
Waterpoint.
Waterpoint,
yes.
yeah.
Super nice.
It is.
love it.
It's the premier Lake Conroe property right now, and just been popping it. The Winklers put that together. The
Yep.
Shoreline condos are there. The Waterpoint Center houses, Fajita Jacks. There's a
Crust is right there on
Crust,
the water.
Monty's.
Monty's.
Bar Lago just opened up, which is going to be great for the area.
What'd you say?
Bar Lago.
Bar Lago. I don't know anything about that.
It's right next to us. It's
Really?
between us and Fajita Jacks. It's a small bar, cocktail bar. They'll be open late. I'm not quite sure their hours yet. They'll have some finger foods and stuff, but it's a great place for.
Is it sexy in there?
It's nice, yeah. They did a good job. They
Bring
spent
evening kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah?
It looks great. They did a great job. So we're glad to have them.
Can you still see the lake and stuff?
Yeah, oh, for
From
sure.
in there?
They have a nice patio which butts up to ours. So our patio, their patio, you can have great views of the lake. So absolutely.
Well, I on that note, I know me and Lacey were chatting about your place because it's relatively new as well. That whole
Correct.
center is. I mean, everything out there, and some of them moved around in there, like Akashi. Akisha. It sounds more like soul food rather than Asian sushi. But nevertheless, I mean, it moved from its other
It
location.
moved across the parking lot on the water, and we moved into their location. So
Did
that's-
you?
Yeah. So if you're familiar with where Akashi used to be, that's now us, Hunger Crush Cafe.
Okay, and you were telling me that this place is beautiful as well.
It is, yeah, because
Thank you.
went to the mastermind, and I was just like, oh my God, it's so cute. I mean, everything is done to the nines. I love
Were
it.
you in the new one?
I was in last month's master class.
Was that the new location?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I thought you meant the
sure.
new class.
Okay, yeah,
The new
yeah.
location.
Yeah, yeah. We've been hosting the mastermind for
Mastermind.
about 4 or 5 months now.
And this is just a monthly review of some topic of local topic of interest.
Yeah, it's for small business owners. It's a kind of a networking, kind of best practices. How can they give back? Because that's part of what we do is support the community, and so
Yeah, we want to get into that in just a
well,
minute.
yeah.
Let's field this mastermind thing because a lot of people are throwing this word around. I hear the word getting thrown around a lot, and I was thinking, what if I'm a realtor and all I ever used was the green sheet? Could I? And I'm successful, right? So if I go to a mastermind class or I get invited to one, and all I share is, well, I bought it and the green sheet.
yeah, I mean, we'll
probably not really.
well.
You would learn more current ways.
Correct. Yeah, and what's great about that is that really I think Lacey, you can attest to this. Is everybody there is very open minded. They're willing to learn. They're willing to share. Sometimes we bring in outside speakers to talk about specific topics. Like a couple months ago, we had a business tax consultant come in.
Oh, I heard about this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's tax time, so it was like appropriate. So I think their tune is right. You know what I mean? They're in.
All right.
I mean, I don't want to go to a class about taxes. Yeah. I just don't.
Yeah.
But at tax time, I do. There's a
Right.
difference.
Well, you need to know. I mean, you don't
It-
need to be an expert because you hire experts, but you at least need to know,
Yeah.
so you can know what to communicate and talk to your your expert about your CPA, what have you. So, but we do a lot of great things. This past one, we talked about developing culture and being intentional about that. A lot of business owners don't think about the culture they're developing, but it's being developed regardless whether they're intentional about it or not. So we encourage them to be intentional and think about what legacy are you leaving, and be intentional about developing that culture to the end result that you want.
Where are you from, Mike? Where do you?
I was born in the Midwest, but I moved to Texas when I was young. I was 7. We moved to Bryan. My father was a microbiologist. He worked for the USDA, and he was born and grew up in the north, and he's from a while back, yeah. And he had just had enough of the snow, and so he got transferred to Texas A&M, which is an ag college. Sure. So he was doing research there, and that's where I grew up. Moved to Katy in '91, and in my previous career, I'm retired from the wine and spirits industry. I spent 32 years doing that.
Oh, cool.
And then we moved to the Conroe area in 2015. My wife works for ExxonMobil, so when they opened their campus in spring, the commute for her was horrific. So we moved up here. We love this community. It's amazing. I have a restaurant in Austin, and we have. My daughter, her daughter, our granddaughter is there, and we had thought perhaps that we would retire in the Austin area, but we're not leaving Montgomery County.
Oh, cool.
We love it here.
But you still own the restaurant in Austin, right?
Yeah, okay. Still have the restaurant in Austin.
Tell us a little bit about the name. We were throwing it around, and it sounded as if, just outside third party, our banner prior to you telling us now, I don't know any better, but it was, that you support this with food support and crushing hunger overall was one of the thoughts. But then you mentioned, this name was cute in its own. That's your word, cute. I didn't say it was cute, but she did. Yeah. But I'm looking at you, Lacey.
I'm good. I'm good with cute. I don't have a problem with a cute. I don't think stupid would be a good descriptor or anything, but cute would be great.
Yeah. No, so my workout mind, because again, I'm new to Montgomery too. I thought it was like a protein, because again, I go to, at the gym, and I was like, Hunger Crush. Oh my gosh, it's like some healthy place. And then I was telling Armando, I went to the master class, and you donate to the Montgomery Food Bank. So I was like, Hunger Crush.
I've had some challenges growing up. I lost my father at a young age. My mother was faced with raising 5 kids by herself, and she started drinking and became an alcoholic. And
y'all make me drink too.
And it's and it was I struggled, but I had so many people who helped me along the way, and I cannot do business in a community without giving back to the community. So the whole idea behind Hunger Crush is that we'll crush your hunger when you come into the restaurant, but we're also crushing hunger in the community. Right. We have a very strong we have a very strong partnership with the Montgomery County Food Bank. We have an item on our menu called the Hunger Board. For every one of those, it's a community meal for 2. For every one of those we sell, we donate 2.5 meals to the food bank.
That's outstanding.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's
that is
super
amazing.
Cool. Yeah,
the restaurant's very community driven. We got a big community table where we encourage.
So it's a little bit of both. It's a little cute and a little crush hunger in the community.
Correct. Yeah.
We're both right.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
We're both right. Yeah. So we really, I kind of understood that relationship with supporting food. I just wanted to understand it better and supporting, feeding the needy, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of restaurants in town that do that, and it's just not their name of their restaurant. You know what I mean? I know a lot of folks that'll get out during the holidays and give plates, feed some folks, and I've seen people during crisis in this community come together and feed the community just voluntarily, and when we're in a bad spot, and if they did it for marketing, it's the best marketing they ever bought, and I'm good with that too.
I appreciate the positive sentiment from the community, but again, I feel like I got to support my community, and really, quite frankly, the food bank is struggling. Donations have down, food donations and money donations have been down, so. We try to create awareness as much as possible. So we do what we do there. We supported their the program during the holidays, the ornament program and such. And we try to do things year round.
I saw your stocking thing.
Yeah, the
You had a
stocking the sleigh.
event. I
Yeah.
thought that was super cool.
Yep.
It was stockings for seniors.
No, stocking the sleigh. That was
Stocking
that was a
sleigh.
mastermind event. The stockings for the seniors.
I saw that one.
Yeah. That was a mastermind.
There
event.
was that, right?
That was
Yeah,
that was
the
very
thing.
Amazing.
That was very cool.
I thought the whole concept was cool. I more.
Yeah.
You know, I think at the end I have one word more. You know,
Yeah.
that was great. That was cool. It was fun. It was
Yeah.
it was for the right folks. It was, you know, and we were talking with Byron Sanford, Mayor of Montgomery, and he was talking to me about, you know, the city and how it works with the holiday parades and this, that, and the other. And you know, it's like, well, you know, if you're doing a holiday parade downtown Montgomery, guess who's coming? You know, and he's like, well, who? Grandma and all the
Right.
little kids. I mean, what do you mean? Who's
Yeah.
coming? It's a parade.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the high school kids, we got to fight them to come along. You know, I mean, you got kids. I mean,
Yeah. Well, this
I'll
was
tell
this
you
was
right
a cool
now.
program because we made stockings for the seniors to be delivered by Meals on Wheels. So these are seniors
Yeah.
who don't get out very often, and so it was kind of a nice special treat for them for the holidays.
I love the creativity
Yeah,
there.
that was cool.
And your other event as well. I think getting creative with it. I mean, I want to do it anyway. I could just send them a check once a month. You know what I mean? Or I could just go down there. But I think involving other people is a pulpit, and I love it, and it hopefully inspires.
Well, I think it makes people feel good, which is great because they want to come back and do it again. But it creates awareness. You know, we just did an event with Oriana's Barbershop, which is here in downtown Conroe, and really they initiated when we kind of piggybacked on it. But they go to the Salvation Army once a month and they cut hair for free for all the folks in the
Really?
shelter there.
Well, that's super cool.
And so we piggybacked and we brought food for everybody. So we fed everybody in the shelter as well. So, you know, that came about because I saw what they were doing and I thought, man, this is cool. I want to be part of it. And so we
Tell me about the shelter really quick. Can I stop you there?
Salvation Army.
The Salvation Army shelter. Where is that at?
It's I guess it would be south of here, down just south, a little bit southeast of here. I don't remember the address to tell you.
Down
the
by
truth.
45?
No. It's here in downtown Conroe.
It's in downtown
It's
Conroe.
actually the other direction. It's
On
east-
105?
No. If you go south of downtown and east of downtown, so not too far from Pacific Yard House,
Okay.
Honor Cafe, kind of back in that area.
Okay.
2 minutes from here.
Yeah, 2 minutes from
Okay.
here.
We're pulling it up.
Yeah.
So I love that, and you know I really like the idea of inspiring other people to come do something, but they don't know what to do. That's just one little ripple in the pond, and you'll be surprised how much one inhibitor can slow someone's goodwill down.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I don't know where that is, or I would have.
Yeah.
You know, well, you got to try a little harder. You know, I mean, these people eat every day, and there's just this constant need for it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
The
you
Salvation Army feeds over 100 people 3 meals a day every day of the week.
that's a lot of food.
That's a lot of food.
It's a lot
And
of
it's
food.
all volunteer based, and it's all it's all based on donations, and so
And you can take a lot of things over there, and I'm told that the number one item is socks, undergarments, underwear, men's and women's, those type of things, toothbrushes, the disposable utilities that people use on a regular.
yeah.
Hygiene products.
Yeah, Bic razors, and I sure could use a better one, you know. And but you know, these kind of things that are replenishable, hygiene products, all that stuff, that are the top of the list.
Yeah, and what's cool, you know, it was amazing because we brought food obviously, and people were happy and enjoyed the meal. But when I watched, these people's face light up when they had their hair cut and they looked nice.
sure.
It was a great experience. So.
That is so cool. And you know, I hope the idea of just not driving over there and dropping off a check helps other people, to inspire them to make the effort, to show you the way, to direct and guide you to these places. So if you felt like making that step, the day was right? Because it's not always right for me to share with others. I mean, there are times where we're trying to make ends meet, and then there are other times where do whatever I want right now, you know, and you know, these are better times that responsibly I could give, you know, and when that time comes to the right place in my life, I if it is an easy path, if I've looked into it, if I've made those arrangements, I'm more likely to do it. You know, if I create difficulty and barriers along the way, I tend to slow myself down, forget about it, and then that window's passed. You know, now I'm in a crunch again.
Right.
You know, back in the crunch. You know, and these it's like pulls of the ocean. It's like mammalian. It's going to happen again and again and again. It's like, man, my life seems to be in this constant cycle of opportunity then not, opportunity then not, good and bad. It rains everywhere, you know. I mean, except for Big Bend National Park and, you know, West Texas. I think they get 2 inches a year out there. But other than that, you know, it comes and goes. But other events for Hunger Crush. What else is on the horizon?
Well, I mean, you know, we've talked a lot about our community support, and that's a very, very important part
Love it.
of what we do and you know, in our company. But, you know, we also want to be known for good food. We do a lot of stuff in-house. I brought some food actually for you guys. We do
this
our,
whole place
delicious.
smells like it,
Smells
yeah.
delicious.
we do our
yeah.
pastrami in-house, our corned beef, our meatloaf in-house. All of our sauces are in-house. Our chicken fried steak we do in-house. All of our desserts we make in-house. So
You
know,
got meatloaf too, right?
Yes, we do. We have
I heard
house-made
about this
meatloaf. Yes,
meatloaf,
it's we have. I brought you some for you to try.
yeah, that's
you know, it's a very open and refreshing environment. We actually commissioned local artists to do some work for us. We had a big mural. We have a big mural on the wall that was painted by a local artist in spring. My daughter actually did some of the artwork in the restaurant as well. We wanted to, you know, to make it a bright and inviting and welcoming, you know, a place that we have a nice patio overlooking the water. We just started our first night of live music this past Wednesday on the patio. Yeah, we're doing acoustic music on the patio, and that ties in with our Wine Down Wednesday. So we do $2 mimosas and half-price wine bottles all day on Wednesday. So you can come sit on the patio and listen to some live music.
Live music on Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. Wow. And I know one of the things that I'm alerting are all the musicians to start calling your place and asking when they can get a gig.
So how to have them.
And they will. We entertain a lot of artists. We look at we follow them. They follow us in return, and to reciprocate that we've brought on the show that are either up and coming youth artists or that we've seen, you know, that are really good. Yep. And you know, I'm always just new to the budget when it comes to I mean, I don't really hire a lot of bands. I mean, in my day to day. So when they tell me what they cost or how much they work or what variants there are in booking bands and things like that, there are a lot more variables than I assumed. Yeah. You know, I mean, a sound guy. Yeah. What are you talking about? You need a sound guy. You know, I mean, wait a minute. So it's you, the duo, the trio, the quartet, or the band, right? So.
Right.
Which one includes a drummer? You know, and they're like, well, that'd be the band. I'm like, all right.
And so, here's the band price.
Here's the band price. Yeah, so there's a lot of different variables. And even the same band could be affordable for a patio setting for you that normally, if I want to, but I'm bringing the solo, not the band, because, I mean, I don't think how...
Yeah, we're doing solo acoustic stuff on our patio right now.
Solo acoustic.
But we're gonna coordinate with Monty's Lighthouse and... Fajita Jacks and Barlago, and we're talking about trying to get bigger bands on the courtyard that we can all enjoy, because all our patios kind of butt up together. So we're going to kind of see how this goes, and I think it will develop into other things.
Do you have like a little group or a management group that manages that kind of part? I mean,
I actually am a musician. I've been in a couple of bands. I've played in a band here.
Vocalist?
I know I play the drums.
Okay.
You don't want me to sing.
We're gonna make you. All you gotta do is say yes to that. What do you like, Phil Collins?
I'll embarrass myself.
You're like Phil Collins. You drum and sing. You know.
I cannot drum and sing at the same time because I lose the tempo. So it ain't gonna happen. My general manager. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right. My general manager, he used to manage Do-Si-Do, so he knows a lot of folks already. So he kind of has some sources there. But we also, you know, I did this in my restaurant in Austin. We also go to local vocal schools or coaches, and we try to bring some of the younger talents and give them an opportunity to be on stage. And
you still want a squeaker, you know? I mean,
we check them out and make sure.
You gotta be able to eat, you know? I mean, I want to help the youth and all the young musicians. And, you know, little girl's not going to be a squeaker forever. Or little boy's not going to sound like that the whole time. I mean, I don't sound any way like I did when I was younger. Yeah. Imagine I'd sing.
We found some amazing young talent when we did this in Austin, and they were just appreciative to come and play. And then we said, hey, you know, we're going to pay you to do this. And they're like, oh my gosh, thank you, but it helps them get their name out. I'm amazed at how talented some of these young singers are. Yeah.
Right? And we have them come in here, and their parents sit outside. And
You know who that made me think of? Remember Battle of the
Cameron
Bands?
Concepcion. Yes.
How old was he? Like
And he's
18?
from the Sarah Kelly School of Music in the Woodlands, which is really good and has some great young people.
Yeah.
And her and her husband are really good too. If you can get them to get out, but they're so busy with all those young people. Dustin McCullum Music in Old Town Spring, Aspire Music in Montgomery.
Yeah.
There's School of Rock
That's what
here
I was
in
going to say.
Conroe.
School of Rock, yeah.
That's new. But they're still working with all our young people, and all these different schools are all doing the same. And I'm sure there's more out there, and there's lots of independents that probably have that diamond in the rough over there. That's just trying to find the right place to do it. Even we have Peyton Howie on the show. She was at the her origin story, if you will, was from the Cowboy Church out in Montgomery. She was out there on a regular basis. That's how everybody knew who she was.
Yeah.
Cool.
We brought her on the show. She came on a few times, and now she's headlining everywhere. She's been to Nashville and back.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And recently, hey, come on out and see me. I'll be in San Jose. I'm like, wait, San Jose, California? Like, no, we ain't coming to see you. Damn. What? It's a little late. You're all on your way.
Right.
It's like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah. I'll jump on a plane right
Who's
now.
this message? Who is this post for? I'm like, just
Who's
go be all the Texan you can be.
Well, it's good. It's good marketing for her, though. It gives her kind of some credibility, I think. So
Sure.
people see
Yeah,
that,
and she'll be back. We all know she's coming back to do music here, and that San Jose trip's just and then more of an announcement. But nevertheless, it's just really good to see people moving through the process like that and get into that stage. And I don't know if that's just because we're getting older and we can see the whole process.
Yeah.
Or
Well, we appreciate it. Like as you get older, you appreciate things like that.
for me, it goes back to, again. I had people help me through my life and my career.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of I didn't realize until after looking back and seeing, oh wow, that guy had a lot of impact, or that lady had a lot of impact. So it's cool to see, especially see people help them, kind of realize their dream, that type of thing. So we'll be doing live music.
Cool.
At least until it gets too hot and unbearable to be out on the patio.
What is it? Rock the Docks in Kemah, right? They have all the bands come out. They do things over there. They have that the Beast.
Yeah.
Right, in Kemah, the Kemah Boardwalk, which I get a lot of Kemah Boardwalk-esque about what's going on down here.
Well, I am talking with the owners of Waterpoint about doing more events, events on the courtyard. I'm trying to encourage them to.
What a great place for it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to encourage them to create a green space. Maybe put down some turf, that type of thing, and.
I feel it. Yeah,
we're considering probably trying to host a cornhole tournament out on the patio as well. Hopefully, maybe in the next month or two. I think it's such a great environment for that kind of stuff.
And Shoreline's got that community center there. They have a store. They also have the marina store type thing, but then there's a hall, a venue place there as well, right? That they have
on the Waterpoint. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not
familiar with down the corner, right behind Shoreline, right behind the Walgreens.
Oh, yeah.
There's a center there, an event hall.
Yeah.
So there are facilities to do some things and to, put some life in different ways. I think, and I think we can model after, Kemah. I don't want to steal anyone's ideas, but I mean, there's not a whole lot of working peers with a lot of retail like we have to model after. I mean, I think that's a good.
And what's great about Waterpoint is that there's 75, 100 boat slips that the local boaters can just boat right on up and then enjoy the center, which I don't think Kemah offers that. So
no,
it's kind of
there
cool.
is no direct marina there.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah. So other stuff we got going on, with my history in the wine business, we do wine dinners once a month.
You were
That's
talking
what I
about
was
the
gonna
wine
say,
dinners.
yeah.
Our next one is on Tuesday. It's almost sold out. I think we've got 2 seats left, and we're going to do patio wine. So we're actually going to do this one out on the patio. So we try to, pair food and wine and help people understand the importance of finding the balance. You get the wrong wine with the wrong food, it'll ruin your meal. So we're trying to teach them to kind of navigate through that.
Who's helping you with that? I mean, as far as the pairing go?
A small.
I'm doing it.
You're doing all the pairings because of your background.
Well, our
beverage.
chef, we discuss the menu, and I tell him here's what we're serving in terms of wine, or vice versa. Here's what we would like to serve in terms of a meal, and then we pair up with it. So
Cool.
The first one we did almost everything from our menu. The last one we did, we went off menu. Probably 85% off menu. It's very challenging, because you recycle your menu items at all these dinners. It's people that we get a lot of repeat customers. I want to try to, offer.
Give
other
them
things.
something else the next time they come if they came back.
We had some really great stuff off menu items. We did on this last one. We had braised short ribs. We had. We did a caprese, our version of a caprese salad. We did mushroom risotto. We did.
Do you do like 6 courses? Didn't I see that it was?
We do
6?
4 courses normally, and it's usually 2 foods per course and 2 wines per course. So it's 8 wines total. Now we do smaller portions because
I was gonna ask.
It's funny, after the first one we did, that I take feedback at the end of every event, and after the first one, I had 3 or 4 people say smaller portions,
Yeah.
smaller portions. We had a lot of food, so I want it to be a great value.
Yeah.
But I want it to be a good
So
experience.
if you're still hungry, raise your hand.
Yeah, well, exactly. And
Let's not waste food on everybody.
Nobody has
yeah.
walked away hungry at least that they will
If anyone's
admit,
still hungry,
that
please
they
raise
will
your
admit
hand.
to, right?
Yeah, because
But-
there's always that one guy, some hoss
Yeah.
back there. I'll eat it up. Yeah,
But,
I'm going for the record.
I'm trying to take them through the wines, and what's important about them, and take them through the food and why the pairing's important without being a buzzkill. And what was really kind of cool, the last one, we had 2 big tables, and one table was not even paying attention and listening to me. They were having such a great time together, and that's really what we want. We want everybody to have a good time.
I got a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
Right, and I drink a lot of wine. I'm just saying, I might have some experience in that category.
You're welcome to come.
And I've been working on making economical wines taste amazing. So how do you make something I picked up at Valero, showroom worthy, California worthy? How do I get there?
Yeah, I think once it's in the bottle, there's not much you can do.
Well. On the contrary, what I did find was that if I start my first course with a ridiculously piping hot something or another, whether it
burn
be
your
a
taste
soup,
buds?
get a good sear, get a good sear, right?
All
And
right.
everything tastes amazing after that, especially when it comes to lower end wine,
Yeah.
right? For some reason, with a good hot soup on a sear, where I start salivating anyway, right? I mean, automatically, my whole mouth starts salivating because of that hot wine or that hot tea or that hot soup or that everything just tastes better. I mean, I feel like I've cleaned my palate.
Yeah. So I here's what I tell people: if you find a wine you like, drink it. Who cares how much you pay for it? And really, quite frankly, there are amazing values out there, and the challenge is finding them. And it's unfortunate that in the industry itself tries to push people to higher price.
Sure,
Because there's a lot of egos there. And so this is really kind of some of the theme of the dinners that we do is finding good values as well. And we had for this last dinner that we did a month ago, it was all reds, but I wanted to find lighter reds that people can enjoy as opposed to just the big Cabernets. So we did. Sure. We had the big Cabernets and the Malbecs, et cetera, but we started out with a wine called Louis Jadot Beaujolais Village, and you can actually...
Beaujolais Villages. I'm familiar with the Beaujolais Villages. That's French.
I used to sell a lot of that when I was
Purple
first
label?
in the business. No, it's actually a tan label.
Okay.
And you chill it a little bit, and people were blown away. Man, this is so good. I love this
The
wine.
Beaujolais. I'll drink no wine before it's time.
Well,
what happened to all the old wine guys like Blue Nun and
Blue Nun's still around.
Is it?
Yeah. The Gallo Winery's still around.
Gallo's still
no wine
bringing the
before its
jug.
time is a...
Yes.
little
It's a Gallo
Parmesan.
thing.
College days.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
our parents didn't have boxes.
I
They
sold
got
bottles and
juice boxes now, but back in the day, you had to buy a jug.
Yeah, I sold a ton
It had a handle.
remember.
of Colorasi jug wines. I sold a ton of them. I started out in the business in Bryan College Station, and we had a Food for Less warehouse store, and they would buy 250, 300 cases at a time of these 4-liter jugs. There's 4 per case, And you're talking about a sore back after putting all that up because I had to merchandise
Yeah.
it. So we sold a ton of it. So,
You're drinking that foam and on.
that really
College
was the foundation of the wine industry that we have now. You know, a lot of people kind of poo-poo on value price wine, but it's really what it created awareness and built the industry. You know,
Right.
so.
I don't even know who Ernest and Julio are. I mean, really, I don't even know what country they're from. But man, people were drinking it. We got to put a label on it now. So I mean, like where it's from. There's DOCGs and this and that and all these imports but you know, we didn't drink it if we didn't even know where it came from.
Yeah.
You know, I think we needed all that. At least not around my house. It was going quick. You know.
That's good.
Well,
you know, enjoy it.
You know,
Yeah.
you got to get your libation.
You don't have to
in.
be pretentious about it, and that's the thing that I'm trying to encourage at the wine dinners that we're doing. So
I want to come and I want to eat some of this food. I'm gonna eat it right now.
Okay.
Tell everybody where we can go to find you, how they can come out, how they get a reservation,
Yeah.
what's the phone number
Yeah.
to call, and when can I
Yeah.
come to that class?
Okay, well, class is Tuesday. You're welcome to come. We watch our social media, so it's Hunger Crush Cafe at Hunger Crush Cafe on Facebook and Instagram. Our website is hungercrushcafe.com. The address is 15250 Highway 105 West in the Water Point Marina. Our phone number is 936-224-7518. You can order online. We deliver with Uber Eats.
Oh, do you? Okay, cool.
We have a full barista espresso coffee bar.
And she's telling me you got a great Sunday brunch. She
Yep.
said it was good.
Yeah, they're breakfast, lunch,
Yeah.
and dinner, right?
I'm like, what's
We-
good?
we
up
do
there?
breakfast,
She goes,
lunch, and
oh
dinner.
my God, the brunch.
Yes.
We do a lot of brunch on Sunday and Saturday. We
Heard good things
sell a
about
lot of mimosas. We got hand spun milkshakes. We've
sounds
got
so
great kids menu as well.
Oh.
I mean, come check it out.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming, Mike. We
My pleasure.
appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
on the show. We
you,
appreciate you
Mike.
bringing us some food we're going to eat the minute you
Absolutely.
walk out that door. But also, Mike, I wanted everyone to know we have a $50 gift card you left with us. We're going to give you some hoops you got to jump through. We already asked permission to make you jump through hoops in order to get it. And if you don't get it in this one, maybe you'll get it in the next one. But we'll tell you those hoops here in a minute. Stick around. We'll be back with the Punch Your Texas Tickets segment of the show and an opportunity to pick up a Hunger Crush Cafe gift card for $50 at the end of the show today. We'll be right back after this, folks. Thank you, Mike.
So won't you kick your feet up if you have a minute?
Audience of One, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. right here on Conroe's 106.1 and 104.5. Listen to the brain droppings of local hosts, me, Andrew Belshner, along with the jewel of Montgomery County radio, Dick Schisler. Topical musings, news stories, oddities, or just weird conversations that we normally have with ourselves, all mixed together with the occasional guest. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts.
4.5
Welcome back to the Texas Ticket. This is
Star
Armando.
Radio on.
Laura Baker. Lacey Baker.
You're fired.
I'm fired.
Lacey.
Sorry, I had a lot going on there in the break, and Hunger Crush just dumped,
Yeah. You ate too
meatloaf.
much food. Mhm.
and I'm still trying to get it off my face. Lacey, I'm sorry, but nevertheless, I am glad you're here.
Thank you.
Really,
Me
even if
too.
I can't remember that, and it would only be appropriate because I think I've screwed up everybody else's name, even my first host, Hoffy Ferreira. I couldn't pronounce his name forever. We massacred that for 6 episodes. But
Okay.
yeah, it was brutal. And I
I'll
should
wear a
have
name
known
tag
that
next
one.
time. That'll be helpful.
That's very
Yeah.
sweet. How considerate.
Yes.
That's very considerate. Anyway, so we do have a lot of events I want to share here on the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment of the show. I mean, we got the Montgomery County Fair and Rodeo. It's, of course, centerpiece why I'm wearing this shirt today. Why I brought my
I
hat
love
out
it.
today.
Yes.
Thank you.
Love it.
Yeah. And a lot of that coming up. The Horseshoe Club's coming up this weekend. The 26th, and I think the 26th is day one for the rides and stuff. And I believe it opens up on the 26th. I'll double check that. I know the 18th, 19th, or something like that is the Horseshoe, or the weekend before, which is a little sooner. But then there's the couple of concerts that'll happen there. The Friday and Saturday, the 24th and 25th. We have a couple of concerts there we'll mention. And I have to put my glasses on because I can't see anything down here.
We're getting old.
Yeah. But if you're feeling like I'm at the age that I have some kids that I need to entertain, well, I would start here on the Punch Your Texas Ticket segment and learn everything I could about the 2023 Conroe Kids Fest. And that's going on at Conroe Parks and Recreations has the Conroe Kids Fest Saturday, April 29th. They're expecting over 15,000 people.
Okay, I heard that and I was like, wait, is that correct? That's
This
crazy.
park's 200 plus acres big.
15,000 people? That's crazy.
That's what I'm hearing. It seems crazy
a lot
to
of
me.
kids.
Yeah. You can read more about it at Kids Out and About Houston. So Kids Out, About Houston. Those are two different pages. You can find a little more about that, about the Conroe Kids Fest set for April 29th.
Awesome.
Over 15,000 people. That's a lot of kids.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's going to be loud.
And if you don't feel old enough, but you will by the end of that, you go babysit 15,000 kids, you get there. There's also the Spring Fest. That's over at Carl Barton Jr. Park, right? And that's March 26th. That's a little closer. That is, and I think Carl Barton is 200 plus acres. So I know that's a huge park. And we really like going out there. I play basketball. Or some of our friends play a lot of baseball. And the kids always play at Carl Barton.
Awesome.
So Carl Barton is South Loop 336, Cardinal Forest, East Side, sorry.
Okay.
Carl Barton Jr. Park, Sunday, March 26th, 4 p.m. It's in just a few days, and they'll be having the Spring Fest down there. It's face painting, there's rides, there's this, there's that. It's a big to-do. City does it all the time. And, of course, the Downtown Conroe Parks and Recreations right here, Conroe Kids Fest. That's Downtown Conroe. Greater Conroe Arts Festival. Now,
Yes.
I know everybody's talking. Is that on your list?
Yes.
Man, you go ahead with it then.
Okay. So, yes, this sounds super exciting. Let me find it. Okay, it's in Founders Plaza.
That's right, Founders Plaza. That's 205 Metcalf.
Street. Yes. I figured I'd say the address because not all of us, there's so many people who moved here and they just, don't know where things are. So, yes, that's free. It's going to have the Kids Art Village, live music, art demos, and that is starting at 10 a.m. this Saturday.
Awesome. At the Lake House, March 26th, 5 to 8. And this is $150 a person, but it's the Conroe Symphony. They'll be at the Lake House over at the Grand Central Park Conroe. They're doing some great stuff. It goes for helping local music as well as helping the arts here in our community. And the Lake House is Grand Central Park Conroe. You can find that at gcprai.com. 936-539-1159. What else you got over there?
Okay. Also, kid thing, right? I mean, it's where I am in my life.
Sure.
This weekend, I know everybody's seen it all over Facebook. The Dino. Have you seen
that? Yeah.
Okay, Jurassic Quest.
Jurassic
That
Quest.
is all weekend at Lone Star Convention Center. It's got over 80 life-size dinosaurs. Like, huge.
I heard a lot about this. It's supposed to be the to-do. I'm not really sure. It seems
Well, if you have,
kinda...
like, kids, right?
Man, I don't know. I went to Jurassic World at Disney, and I thought it was, like, the best part.
Then go.
Yeah, I'm thinking that would be super cool. A lot of fun. It had the bug life,
Yeah.
So it was a little more to me than and back in that time, it was more like Mickey and Donald and all that older stuff that my parents probably more into, or the previous generation.
Yeah.
Better said, maybe not my parents, but for me, I like the bug life and I like all that stuff. The dinosaurs. Oh my God, the boys are going to be over there, and it was more of a modern, brand new facility to Disney at the time, so it was super cool. I really thought it was fun. I think that'd be a great. I'd just love to go see what they're doing, exactly what happens here, that kind of thing, because it'd be my first. What else you got?
Okay. So, let's see what else I have. I've got, I was going to talk about Hunger Crush. They've got the wine class, but we already talked about that. And then also at B52 this weekend is St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
So that'll be going on. Starts Friday.
Wear green beer there.
Green
Lots
beer.
of green beer. I saw it.
Live music, 4 p.m. Irish dancers. It's also family friendly, which
Irish
is great.
dancers.
Yes, the Mac Taggart Irish dancers.
Mac Taggart.
4 p.m. And then, are we going to talk about libation?
Yeah, the Live Asian Creation Festival, the LCF
Yes.
at March 25th at B52 Brewing.
Right.
Aerial
Also at
acrobats.
Yes.
You'll be there?
Yes.
I'll be there. I know we have Maraca House going to be there. AJ Santana's doing live music there. Harley Ray's doing live music there. They both appeared on this show.
I was just about to say, yeah, I recognize the name.
Really, really fun. Both are real young industrial music, real strong country, some Red Dirt, plus some like 90s, some popular covers and things like that, if not more modern. Should be a lot of fun. You get to try some wine, beer, mead, cider. Bernhardt Winery, the 2023 Reserve Grand Champion of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, will be doing tastings, bringing out their Euro wines and for everybody to try. It'll be quite an experience. And it's right in the middle of the day, so if you're food and beverage and you're a bartender, it'll be a great way to come get your cert. You can do one of the wine classes, how to make beer, how to make
wow.
mead, get a little
Yeah.
sharper in your game, and have some real good content for a Friday, Saturday night, to share with a guest. And commonplace there in the food and beverage industry is to have that kind of dialogue. I think this is a great place to broaden that scope of conversation to something that's direct from Europe. Right off the boat. As a matter of fact, they're meeting at ports to pick up the wine because so much has been sold because of that status with the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
Right.
The EU's had to ship over more wine directly right now. They're going to ports to pick it up, so it's ready for the LCF, March 25th.
Now, do you have to pay for those classes, or how does that work?
There are 2 tickets you give. Now, the wine class part, there's a reservation for it. So if
Okay.
you'd like to participate, just email us at LCF Texas on Facebook. So facebook.com/LCF Texas. And you can go there and just message, hey, I'd like to come to that wine VIP class and see if there's still some seats available. There's small rooms for these classes. I mean, they're
Yeah.
only 25, so they'll come and go pretty quickly. I think there might be just a couple of seats left. So if you're a food and beverage bartender, please, by all means, get in touch with us immediately and you get in there. If not, there are some other ways to get in and stand nearby. There's some pub style 2-tops and
Right.
stuff. But I believe the Cootery is doing meats and cheeses in the charcuterie tables.
Yum.
Amanda's going to do that. And Robin Arcia from Bernhardt Winery is giving the meeting. Helen Van Orden and her will be doing tastings at it and that type of thing for those 25 that are so lucky to get a seat in there, as well as the rest of the festival is all free. So you get tickets for tastings or classes.
Awesome.
And the VIP class comes with the award-winning wine, charcuterie, and a lot of knowledge about European wines. I think it'll be a lot of fun when you get done. You can go listen to Harley Ray and watch some aerial acrobatics and
Shop,
you
vendor market?
there's an artesian market as well. There's all kinds of little things going on out there in the beer garden. There's a great time to get to know a little bit more about some of the things that are offered here and in our community.
Right.
There's a lot of different vendors doing tastings and kind of like a wine walk times 10, but should be fun.
Super.
I am way excited, and that's March 25th at B52 Brewing, and it's a free event.
Yes.
So come on out and join for that. And we brought up ConroeBass.com, 936-520-0011, who's doing the Tuesdays and Thursday tournaments ongoing every Tuesday and Thursday out behind Margaritaville in the Cove there at the Margaritaville Marina. So I want to take that off my list as we chatted about it.
Awesome.
The monthly sip and shop stroll here in Conroe at 101 Metcalf, downtown Conroe, between 4 and 8. The next ones will be 323 and 427. So you can come out and do the downtown Conroe sip and shop here in downtown Conroe at 101 Metcalf Street here in Conroe between 4 and 8, 323 and 427. What's he on over there?
Okay.
Anything
Well,
else? Did I do it?
I've
Did
got
I
to
get it?
talk about, again, where we met.
Okay.
The boat show's coming up.
Oh,
also,
yeah.
you said Margaritaville, so it just sparked my memory.
You stood out from all the other people.
I did?
You did, yeah. And we walked around. We saw some great boats. We listened to some great music. A lot of wonderful things happened.
Are you saying I stood out because I was giving away beer?
Not only that you were giving away beer, so I want to say with an honest no,
Okay.
but completely honest, you were giving away cerveza from B52 Brewing.
Yeah, your favorite.
The name of the beer is cerveza, and it's made and distributed by B52 Brewing, and it is by one of my favorite beers. It's like, hey, would you like a complimentary beer? And I was like, I don't know. I looked over, and it was you,
Yes.
but you're holding a cerveza from B52 Brewing. Yes.
It was perfect.
Yeah, I was like, I can't change my thoughts here. I want that beer. And
On the
yeah,
lake, it
how
was a
did
hot
she
day,
do that?
delicious beer.
My favorite. El Tigre, promotions. They bring us Conroe Fight Night a couple times a year, once a year, and they've done that for several years. They're going to be in Cleveland at the Cleveland Civic Center at 210 Peach Avenue in Cleveland, Texas, for their first fight night over there. Starts at 7 p.m. and I believe that's this coming weekend. What is Saturday? What's the date on Saturday?
18th.
18th,
Yeah,
I think.
the 18th.
Yeah. So the 18th. We'll just say it. And if I'm wrong, just check out ltgraypromotions.com. And you can check that out at the Cleveland Civic Center. I think we're going to go to that. They've been nudging at me to get out there. We have a VIP table there. And that's happening. I also, Hunger Crush has given us a $50 gift card to give out. Send us a message on Facebook and just let us know you want it. That's all you need to do. Just let us know you're interested. Give me your name. Send it over to you.
The gift card.
We'll randomly give it out. Yeah. I want the Hunger Crush gift card. Done. That's it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to listen. You don't even have to watch the show. I mean, technically, it'd be very difficult.
Right.
But if your mom told you she saw a show and you could go to the page and do it, you could do that too and not actually watch the show.
Yeah, but you should watch the show.
Yeah. You don't have to, though. It's not necessary. Or you can just text me right now. Bam. We got a winner right this minute. We just got a winner on the landline. But what else? I wanted to mention one last thing. Oh, well. Anything else on yours? Do you have more events over there?
Does it have to be Conroe, Montgomery?
No. What do you got?
Well, Tomball, again, I used to live in Tomball.
That's
German
right.
Fest is coming up.
Is it really?
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be the whole weekend. Yeah, the 24th, 25th.
Did you go last year?
Yes.
You did? Did you like it
Yes.
last year? Did you
I
think it was
did.
to par?
Yes. It was better because more people were out.
I got mixed opinions last year, but the year before I got all one. Everything was great. Last year, some loved it, some didn't, and they gave different opinions. But I didn't go, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, no, I thought it was really good last year. It had a ton of people. People were coming out after COVID, and so good food.
I
the rides are good.
There you go. Just go on down there, and there's a lot of German relations here in Texas. We if you go to Fredericksburg, New Braunfels,
Yes.
you go to all these places, and when you start heading through Gonzales and Bexar County and going left on I guess 105 all the way out, and then you just keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hit the 249, and then you cut across, and you get to West Texas. Now, on your way out to West Texas, just for those that are new to Texas, not from this area, you'll pass a whole lot of things. But I guess some of the roots of Texas, this was Mexico, right? We're standing in what was the country of Mexico. And there was a rebellion with Mexicans and Texicans that came together, the citizens of Mexico, Texas, and because Santa Anna changed the laws, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he changed the laws. What is 7 laws? What's that means? How you say it in Spanish? Siete leyes.
Don't ask me.
Siete leyes. Well, that was what he did. That was the passing of the Siete leyes, which is the 7 laws, which the one law that everyone, Hispanic and Texan alike, and American, or those that lived in Mexico, Texas, nobody liked it because it meant you had to have a certain income to vote, right?
Oh,
so if you were not amongst this, if you were below yay high on income, you didn't have a say. Right. So it was really problematic with a lot of people, and on all sides, right? And those living in Texas that were a melting pot of sorts, and so they were all upset. So it triggered the rebellion, and it started. One of the second battles was in Goliad, and I had a friend that just went to Goliad, and everybody was like, "Why is Goliad, even on the radar here of a situation?" And they said, well, Matagorda was one of the key spots for Mexico to deliver goods to Texas forces. So if Mexico was bringing troops, supplies, guns, equipment, they would ship it in through Matagorda Bay, right? So they'd go to Port Lavaca there, and those little towns right there, and they'd bring it into a base called the Goliad base, which it was the second battle. They originally fought there and won the Battle of Goliad, but it was also the same home a year and a half later of the massacre of Goliad. So pro-Texan, anti-Texan, right? So at the end, of course, we won after the Battle of in San Antonio at the Alamo, of course. But there was a big battle at Goliad that was a big part of it. We cut off the supply lines there to coming into Texas. And then they moved on into into Goliad, which Goliad was a fort, and it was poorly maintained. No one was thinking they'd be at war or anything like that in Mexico, so they didn't think anything of it. And they literally, with axes, hacked in the back door, and something like 180 Texans, 80 to 100 Texans, came in 4 different groups around the base. They did send an alarm up at one point for like 2 seconds, and he was shot, and then they took Goliad. Right, so by hacking in the back door, and some guy yelling, "We're going to massacre everybody over there if you don't give up right now," and they literally marched out after he screamed it from outside.
Right.
Yeah, so the Battle of Goliad was over at that point. Not a lot of body count.
Right.
I think 4 were killed overall. 1 Texan was wounded. But I did want to mention that because before we close out the show today, there was the New Orleans group that was there. A group from New Orleans was there. A group from Georgia was there. There was a armed militia group from Tennessee. There was, of course, the Tennessean. There was an armed militia group, which is the Nashville group from Tennessee. They were actually a Nashville organized group that came down to support the Texas movement as a rebellion from Mexico. They were from all over the what was the country at the time to support them. And then when I saw the list of all these different places, I mean, I'm proud to be a Texan, but we're only Texan because the whole nation supported us to become that Texan. And I hope they're all here today, and they all got a chance to hear that, and they all got a chance to understand that we are, and we do remember, and we are completely grateful for the support that we have had through our Texas history. And you can go out to Goliad now, Gonzales, Matagorda Bay, and you can see the historical markers that line that area in remembrance and gratitude of your support and all that you did to help keep Texas Texan. And thank you for watching the Texas Ticket today, folks. Catch us next week right here on Friday at 1 o'clock. We'll have more for you. We'll be back. Thank you for watching the Texas Ticket.